So Kath and Anna Marie from Narrowboat Experience joined me last night to moor up here. It's a little bit deceiving, this canal, because there are a lot of high weeds, so you're unable to moor. And we thought we might be able to moor at various different places along the way, but we ended up travelling hours and hours and hours extra simply because of these things. We are taking it easy today and only travelling 6 miles and through 5 locks. We moored up for the night just after Lock 4, which was adjacent to Mildenham Mill. It was the last working water-powered flour mill in Worcestershire and sits between the canal and the River Sulwarp. 100 years ago, grain arrived by train at local stations, as well as by horse drays from local farms, ready to be milled here. Just around the corner is a set of 4 locks, spanning from Ladywood Bottom Lock to Ladywood Top Lock. It's then an easy north-easterly journey into the centre of the town of Droitwich Spa. Molly is having lots of fun on the towpath with Anna Marie, running up and down, whilst Kath and I do the driving. It won't be anywhere near as a long day as yesterday. That was really tiring.
You're going to see the real behind the scenes of the Narrowboat Experience. Kath's just the hired help. I do all the work. Jono will attest to that. Yes, Jono?
Indeed. Just coming out of that lock there, Molly is sat by the bank waiting for Anna Marie to give her her commands and carry on walking up the canal. And at the last lock, Anna Marie said that Molly sat there crying. As soon as I went off around the corner, she was crying after me. Oh, that's so nice. Something I never hear, obviously, because I'm not next to her. When I came down the Staffordshire and Worcestershire Canal a good 2 months ago now, there was a round building right next to the lock, and I had a couple of comments of what on earth was that about, what was it for. Basically, just imagine it like a little bit of a weir. If this top pound got too full, it would just overflow with the bricks and the water would follow down through a brick tunnel into the lower pound, and it just keeps all of the locks even. So for example, there was a stream that output its water into the pound, and that had a bit of a heavy rainfall and the others didn't. It just sort of keeps it all even out. It also traps lots of debris and branches and leaves and things, and you'll find the Canal and River Trust coming along with big sticks with hooks on and pulling it out and putting it on the sides just to keep it all working and functional. It's just to keep the levels correct, that's all they are.
Just gonna ruin your shot.
Now Kath is busy doing the locks. Molly's had to come back on board because it's only Anna Marie that's dog friendly.
The Droitwich Barge Canal was one of the earliest canals to be built and was opened in 1771. Coal was brought up the wide canal to the town of Droitwich to boil pans of salt. The barges filled with the salt then returned with a direct link to the port of Bristol. It's a short canal at only 7¼ miles in length, and it travels through some beautiful countryside.
I think it's gorgeous. Yeah. I hadn't heard a lot about it, but it's part of the mid-Worcestershire ring.
Considering how close we are to Droitwich Spa itself, as well as Worcester, it's extremely rural and very, very quiet. It's just countryside all around. It's really nice. It's just such a shame that you can't moor up in more locations.
At Salwarp there is an extremely tight 90-degree corner.
Yeah, they're professionals. It was a horrible corner, 90 degree. They did it easy peasy. So all the way down to Droitwich Spa there was no mooring whatsoever. There's a tiny bit right at the end next to the railway lines, but that was really loud. So both Narrowboat Experience and myself have come into the basin, and it's free for 48 hours. There's a water tap here as well, so we'll probably top up and keep going. Because the pontoons are a bit small in the basin, and the fact that I have no steps in the stern of Alice, Molly had to be brave and make her way along the roof. Whilst our boat sat in the basin, Anna Marie, Kath and I went out for dinner for the evening. Today is a journey that I have to do every so often, and lots of people have asked, when do I do it, how do I do it? And it's going to get my car. I'm going to catch a train and hopefully get down to Gloucester.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge.
However, all trains were cancelled due to an incident, so I had to get a taxi to my car. Not a cheap day travel-wise. In next week's vlog we make our way out of Droitwich, and with just a few centimetres to spare, I squeeze under the M5 motorway bridge towards the Worcestershire and Birmingham Canal and the dreaded Tardy Big Locks. Until next time, see you later.